Hi, everybody. Good evening. Well, it's Friday night. Got a couple more stories I wanted to get to. We didn't have time for. One of them is the saga of Dexter Taylor, which I'm not making this up, but the judge basically said the Constitution doesn't apply in our courtroom. It's void in the state of New York. Yeah, no. That 100% really happened. That 100% really happened. But we've got that. We've also got R. Kelly. We've got R. Kelly. Yeah, his appeal. And it didn't go so well. Kind of we all assumed that. And then finally, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart actually has a really he's got a lawsuit going, and it's against someone you may have heard of before, Tasha K. If you're familiar with her, she's a woman who kept defaming Cardi B and then was forced to pay her a couple $1,000,000. Very funny, very funny. So we've got that to go over, but we are going to start with. I guess we'll start off with the bullshit part. If you guys don't know who this is, there's a guy you need we're gonna introduce you to tonight. Okay. His name is Dexter Taylor. The guy lives in New York. He's a software engineer. And hadn't heard anybody done do nothing wrong. And yet he's likely going to prison now. And if you guys weren't aware of him, he also had a Twitter page. He also had a Twitter page. And here's Dexter. You can find him. His page is called Carbon Mike. And he's at Future Radiocast. And this is Dexter. And if you click, it's pinned. And from here is a give, send, go for Dexter. And the Second Amendment Legal Fund. As you can see, Dexter is a software engineer, does computer stuff. That's his job. He's in his 50s. He is a licensed ham radio operator. His technician class. He's a musician. He likes doing woodworking. He likes doing metalworking. And yeah, why? Why is this all a problem? Because he started making guns. And what did he do? Well, in the aftermath of Bruin and kind of, as things happen with COVID, he started learning about the world of guns. He started learning about things, and the guys learned about all kinds of stuff. And this is a very good example of it. This was back in December. And he discovered the hobby of building guns. And you know what? He was going to have a lot of fun doing it. And he decided to start building firearms because he's like, look, I can buy this stuff. He's like, this is pretty cool. And he started getting into the mechanics of gunsmithing and that you could take a piece of metal and machine it and complete it. And he's like, this is the coolest thing ever. And the most coolest thing you could do in your machine shop. That's what he did. That's what he did. And this is actually a very good interview. This is a little bit of it. But Jeff Charles, he's a guy for Red State, did a really long interview with Dexter, and it's really good. I highly recommend it. I didn't have time to clip it up, but it's very, very, very good. So years after he got his hobby, the police showed up. And they arrested him. Why? Because, he's a dangerous man. Because he had built ghost guns. So spooky. Ooh. Not based, totally. Well, He's a good dude. This guy's a good guy. I like him. I like him. I don't even know him. And I already know I like him. I already know I like him. So he was indicted on a 37 count indictment. Okay. All about unfinished frames, receivers, unmarked guns, and all kinds of evil guns. That's it. That's it. So he went to trial because they were telling him he was going to have to go to prison. And what does he do? Well, he lives in New York City itself. So getting gun licenses, that's not going to happen. But he had help because of New York Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. And guys, we've talked about this before. What does Bruin allow? Bruin allows you to challenge laws because if there wasn't an historical analog at the time of the founding, well, that's an unconstitutional law. It's a historical assessment. And guess what? There were no laws like this back then. You could make your own guns. There were no restrictions like this. So you'd think he'd be all right. He'd be all right. Well, it wasn't that simple. It wasn't that simple. It wasn't that simple because he goes to trial and he's in front of this judge, Abina Darka, which, okay, you guys can make fun of her name. But that's her. And as Dexter's case began, his attorney started making arguments that the Second Amendment applies. And he has the rights under the Second Amendment. You know, the Second Amendment, the United States Constitution, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th Amendments. Yep. So what did she say? What about Second Amendment? Do not bring the Second Amendment into this courtroom. It doesn't exist here. You can't argue the Second Amendment. This is New York. Not fucking joking. This happened. I am trying to get a hold of a transcript. I want to hear this in person. I totally want to hear this. I'm trying to get a hold of it. I want to hear this. The Real Hydra PX saying the people of color are funny. Well, no, it's just New York Democrats and New York politicians are funny. I guarantee you I could find white judges who would have stopped them as well. Second Amendment, void where prohibited. You can't argue the Second Amendment here. It doesn't exist. A judge in a court in the United States said that. The Second Amendment doesn't apply here. And I gave Dexter some shekels. If he can, it's a good cause. I thought the Supreme Court already made a Second Amendment ruling. Well, the esteemed black judge, this esteemed woman, she knows better. We need to review the transcript. Oh no, I'm gonna try to get a copy of it. So, but what happened in this case? Well, being hamstrung like that. And this guy, his attorney, actually spoke about it. It's an hour long, but it's Let me see if I can see if this. So there's a nice little section here, and they talk about quite a bit. Um, I didn't get a chance to listen to this though. But listen to what they did. The prosecutor objected allowing his family in the courtroom, nor did they allow his neighbor to testify. He even tried to argue that jury nullification is allowed. This guy went to bat for his dude. And she said, "You guys must vote guilty," without saying you must vote guilty. So what happened to him? Well, he got convicted of 13 weapons charges. And right now he's sitting at Rikers Island, which he'll survive that. He'll survive that for now. But he's facing 13 weapons charges, and he's facing probably about 25 years in prison. Yep, 25 years in prison. And he's going to have to appeal that from prison. Are they going to get it right? I doubt it. Court of Appeals in New York? Nope, nope. Rule Hydra says I try to buy a goat gun in from Amazon. They won't ship to NYC. Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Tilly, we need a no more cancer party. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome fucking news. That's amazing. Um, congrats. To you and Tilly. Very happy for you guys. Very, very happy. Anubis Ash saying, how much you want to bet this is a Soros judge? Uh, Actually, probably not. I mean, it doesn't. You think any other judge in New York City? Do you think you're going to find one saying, "Oh yeah, the Second Amendment's valid here"? None of them would. It doesn't matter where you are. I bet you can find judges in the state of New York. Most of them are going to say this isn't valid. So I get what you're saying, and she probably does have some money there. But if you take away the Soros money, she would have still done the same thing. And that's even if she had it. I don't know. Yes. Jesse Lee Pierce would say, amazing. I know it's a toy. I know. They're the little mini guns. Yeah, the little condensed down ones. Deanna says, are all the guns homemade? Yes, he made all the guns at home. Now, he was starting to do 3D printing, but he did a lot of stuff at home with, just a lathe and a drill press. Which is what you can do. It's not hard. Breach, I know what you're talking about. I've actually reached out to Rob Dorr because he's working with that guy. We might actually do a live show on that coming up. You got to reach out to Rob, see if he's available. Yeah, New York ain't win. Yeah. 10 cases. They stopped teaching the Constitution in law school? Yes. Yep. Pretty much. I mean, seriously, I started law school in 2008 and Heller had just came out and the judges weren't, the law professors weren't too big on Heller. I can only imagine the ones I had, the shit fits they would throw having to talk about Bruin. He bought some receivers. Yeah, he bought some 80% receivers. He bought some 80% receivers and machined them out, which doesn't take much. You use a drilling jig. You can even take a router because it's all made out of aluminum. So you take an 80% receiver, you take a plunge router and just and you're done. Now in New York, it doesn't matter. Those are all legal, dangerous guns. You can't build guns in New York. So Deanna's saying, what's the law regarding homemade guns? It depends where you live. And from state to state, it's different. Where I live in Ohio, I can do whatever the hell I want. Where he lives, you can't do any of this. And then he made assault weapons and he did all kinds of illegal things, according to them. So it depends where you live. If you live in California, don't do it. If you live in the Northeast, I really wouldn't recommend you do it unless you live in like New Hampshire. Otherwise, don't do it. And if you're not sure, you should look at your laws and speak with a local attorney. But generally speaking, those are the places where it's illegal to make your own guns at a state level. Federally, nothing to stop you from making guns. Nothing to stop you. And Goalie says, wait, hasn't it always been totally illegal to make your own guns as long as you don't sell them? I mean, that's not the issue. I mean, these states, it's been illegal to make your own guns for a long time because they're not serialized and they're not that's been criminalized in a lot of these states for a while now. So federally, you're okay, but the state's more restrictive. So nope, not for now. And you have to be very careful where you live. And Garrett Pace for $10 saying, this is for saving you for having to watch the Minnesota edition of Philadelphia Story. You're welcome. You're welcome. And Squizgar for $5 says, I'm starting to wonder if the solution to these judges is helicopter rides. Maybe. Anubis says, I think it's the same in Texas as it is in Ohio. I'm not aware of any restrictions in Texas. I think you're probably safe. Texas is pretty close to Ohio on gun laws, and Ohio's got pretty good gun laws. They focus on the case law instead of starting with basic rights. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And name of some sorts is a VC in a tunnel can make a full blowback, full powered handguns with hand tools. You can do a lot in your garage. Well, if you Google PE Ludi, you could do quite a bit with one of those. If you guys ever Google him, Philip Ludi. Oh, did some amazing stuff involving guns. In fact, he even made a book that you can buy. And you can actually, you don't even have to buy it. You can download it. And it's this. It's this bad boy here. If you Google it, you can find it. It's out there. And you too can make a 9mm submachine gun, which I would tell you would violate federal law, with parts from Home Depot. And it works. Because I've seen one work before. Sadly for Dexter, I think it's gonna be a little rough for him from here. But I have hope. I have hope that things will get restored properly. Once again, guys, here's his legal fund. And they are, he's got a goal of $200,000, raised 132. He's gonna need it to do the fight. Yeah, Breach says you live in an anti-gun state. Yeah. And then Valva says, does Ohio have a lib commie governor? Nope. He's just a status bootlicking neocon. So, yes, the 3D printer goes brrr. Yes, it does. Ask Shinzo Abe how effective zip guns are. Yes. Yeah. Hellcat says, bro, look at those server racks. I don't know. I assume they're pretty good to know. I don't know. Patty says, what book? And I put it up there. It's called Expedient Homemade Firearms by Philip Luty, Luty. Nero's saying it's almost like the second was created for judges like this. Well, that's. I don't know. Breach says YouTube might need me for that. That's why I did it quickly. We'll see. I was just saying the name of something. I didn't show anything. So just shh. Just in the meantime, just shh. No talk. No talk. Mavka's saying Cyrax's dad just got a pepper ball gun. Can he legally shoot at trespassers? I'd be careful. Those guys, especially with them, start fucking around with trespassers. It's easier and cheaper to call the police. It's easier and cheaper to call the police. Just saying. Just saying. Is that Drex? No, it's not Drex. Yes, patrons. Ludi is the patron saint of fuck off gun grabbers. Yep. He was making guns before there were 3D printers. Oh. So that is where we are. Like I said, it's just awful. Wheezy Bob laughing. Nice to see you, Wheezy Bob. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, so thank you for being here. Welcome. Okay, so where are we at here with... Patty says, is this book pre-3D printing? Yes. It's like you're using metal tubing, and you take it, and he tells you to blow it up on your printer at 200%, glue it to the things you're working on, and cut it to fit. It's all metal. It's all metal. There is no 3D printed parts. Although people have figured out how to 3D print parts of the gun now. Like the receiver is now 3D printed. The mags are 3D printed. But you make everything. You make your gun. You make your magazines. You make the magazine springs, the follower, everything. Everything is homemade. It's actually very good. And you're allowed to possess it in the United States of America because it's protected under the First Amendment. You're merely holding it for academic purposes and study. Tilly says we should get Remington to take him up. Well, Remington, doesn't, they're not there anymore. They moved to Alabama. Brandon Herrera has a video where he made a Ludi. Yep. And I know Netso2 made a Ludi as well. He was curious to see if it worked, and holy shit, it works. It was a lot of fun. New York has gone pretty rogue ever since the Trump trials. I mean, Follows, this was going to happen in New York without Trump there. This was going to happen no matter what. Dark Lotus says, would overruling Chevron changes bullshit that keeps happening with the ATF, with the unelected bureaucrats criminalizing owners? It would put a stop to it. But there's not a whole lot you can do with it. Would change it. Squizgar saying, yeah, the Ludi's full auto. Did I say I wasn't? Where did I say I wasn't? Where did I say that? No, because the Ludi's full auto. It's an open bolt submachine gun. There's no selector. Seize the day says, learning on Nick's stream. Enjoy your content. Thanks for being a good friend of Nick. He's a good guy. Cheers to you both. Like I said, I hope Nick, whatever he's dealing with, he can work his way through it. But he really needs to work his way through it. You talked with Carbon Mike on Twitter. He is in fact a cool dude. I said it was legal to own. I said it's legal to own the book. The book is legal to own because you're allowed to possess it under the First Amendment. Building the gun would violate the NFA. So be careful. Have you ever gone to Denny's with a cop? No. Like I said, Denny's is not the bottom tier there. So one thing, like I said, with Kurt, I respect Kurt, love Kurt, but when it comes to like breakfast stuff, IHOP is just disgusting. So a lot of places over that. Squizgar says like the Anarchist Cookbook. Yep. 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 Or the Special Forces Improvised Explosives Manual, which is actually a really good one as well. There's multiple ones you can get. The military field manuals that have been made over the years that are a little bit better in scope than the Anarchist Cookbook. There's a lot better ones. Waffle House is the best. Oh, I know. Waffle House is number one. Get you a pecan waffle. The improvised munitions book is superior. Yes, it is. It is very, very good. I still wish I had it because I had a external hard drive that died. I had all kinds of cool shit on there. All kinds of cool shit. So you had a strawberry waffle at a Waffle House this morning. What? No way. Where the hell did you do that at? Strawberry waffle. Unless you're making a weird sex joke, sir. I don't think you can do that. Hold on. Oh my god, it's a real thing. What? This is a real thing, chat. You need to learn with me. Yeah, no, it's a thing. Do a show on a reading list. Oh, there's. I mean, I've parsed it down over the years, but yeah, there's still some good stuff out here. Yeah, we could do a reading list one day. That'd be kind of fun. So, how is this not a disbarable offense? Because the state of New York agrees with her. That's why. I argue she shouldn't be on the bench, but yeah, hold on here, guys. Check this shit out. Check it out. Wiggity wiggity, what's it all about? Look at that. The sweet like strawberry waffle, a limited time. Strawberry waffle topped with whipped cream. Hmm. If they could do strawberry and pecan together, that would be really good. That'd be kind of like that would be an interesting texture. Sean, honey, I stop in the stream. We need yeah. Bang, we're stopping the stream. We gotta go to Waffle House. Let's go. No, we're not doing that. Like, when would I go to Waffle House anytime soon? No. I've heard one can order a blue waffle at select locations.
You're a funny guy, Sully. I like you. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
Funny, funny, funny. Yes, the best breakfast is the one you make at home. Oh, I agree. You get some eggs cooked up nicely, a little bit of toast or prosciutto, a little pancetta. Yeah, you can do some nice stuff. You can make it better. Yeah, I think a lot of people can make it better. But it would be interesting to try. Sky Queen says, the way you talk about Waffle House, I might have to find one. Well, it kind of depends where you live. What state do you live in? Because there are only so many. There are. Well, here is. Here's the basics for Waffle House. So you're kinda limited. Like here is pretty much where you're gonna find a Waffle House. That's it. That's pretty much everywhere. So if you're not in these areas, you might not find a Waffle House. They are very good though. They are very good. Sky Queen is Australian. Oh, 6 hours says Sean really is him. What do you think about PSR and other people like them on YouTube? PSR print shoot repeat. I think they do a pretty good job with the what they're manufacturing, the printing and stuff. Do I don't like the whole two-way for everybody thing because I don't really like the idea of arming militant communists and really pushing them into the fold of like you have to support everybody having rights like that because I don't want militant communists becoming proficient with guns because then you're going to have to do something about those militant communists at some point. So no, I don't like that part of it because then it also just turns into a freak show. But otherwise, yeah, they do pretty cool things. They do pretty cool things. I like his stuff he comes up with. I do like generally his videos. They're funny. I like his HK slap video. That's a funny one. PSR is called Print Shoot Repeat. Do a stream with PSR. Well, that dude, he's got a massive thing. Like, there's no way he's gonna sit there with me. So that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I'd love to, but it's like me asking to go hang out with like Colio Noir. Ain't happening. So he said, no, where Swizgar says for $5. As of 3 minutes ago, I'm officially 40. Fuck my life. Well, hey, you made it this far. 40 more. You could do 40 more. But yes, think about it. You made it now 40 years without having like stepped in front of a bus or drowned in the shower or bit your tongue off or any number of things where people would question your basic competency. That's something that I guess you kind of celebrate. But hopefully you've had a lot of fun and had a lot of memories and you'll be able to keep more memories and a lot of fun going forward. That is the weird thing though. It's starting to get to the point where you start to realize like your parents are getting older. They're not going to be around forever. I'm not 40. I'm getting close, but you're starting to realize that you're starting to see your family. Like I still see my sister as like you know I've remembered as a little kid, and she's got kids running around and stuff now of her own. And all the things you see, all the things you're used to have changed, but hey, that's part of it. So happy birthday. Happy, happy coming out of your mom's vagina day. Congratulations on that. You did it. Commemorate it. So hopefully you have some fun with that. Hopefully you go celebrate with some people. Never a bad time. Although I will say I don't like it when you go to is PSR a communist? No. No, but he he's part of the two-way for all thing and it's like I just don't like that. I don't think he's just like, yeah, everybody should own guns. Cool. It's kind of like Fudbusters. Fudbusters, the whole like it's based immigrants, illegals can own weapons. Like I'm not really thrilled they can, but hey, you know what? If that's another vehicle that I can use to maximize my own personal rights, fine. That's more of why I'm okay with it. So, like I said, there's, you know, so no, like I said, I wouldn't say so, but maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think so though. I did just build a Sig P320, so it may not be your life much longer. Oh Lord, be careful. Be careful. May the gods look out for you. May the gods look out for you. I only watch Footbusters when Othias is on. I don't know if see, that's the thing. I like listening to Matt. I love going on his Discord and talking with him. So Mavka's saying I want to start an organization called Arming Racial Minorities. Hey, you know what? Racial minorities are harder to oppress when they're armed, and I have no problem with people getting armed. I just don't like the concept of radical communists getting armed. Other than that, you're cool in my book. So, is 450 a good price for a rat? Is it? Is that a good price? I mean, like, what's PSA selling these bad boys for? Um, I mean, I guess you could buy one of those things. And if you guys don't know, it's these it's a bunch of these like Turk semi-auto 12 gauge shotguns. Like, I guess I'll say it like this. Do you own an AR-15? That's a decent quality one. Do you own a handgun that's decent quality? Okay. Do you have an optic and a light for your AR-15? Okay. Do you have an optic for your pistol? Do you have a good sling for your rifle? Okay. Do you have a good holster for your pistol? Okay. Um, you might want to save that money for something else. Like these semi-auto 12 gauge shotguns, like I don't know. I think they're kind of garbagey. You know, for a couple $100 more, you could buy like the Turk Benelli clones, which are a lot better. I think they're higher quality. You know, a couple $100 more, you could buy an actual Benelli for probably used. If you really got to buy a shotgun, I think there's better ways you could spend that $400. If you've already got that stuff, like I don't know, put it aside, get a night vision fund going, or a thermal fund going, or you know, a helmet and body armor fund going, or something. I just like I get it if you want it as a range toy, but I feel like there's far more fun range toys you could buy. You know, try to find somebody that's got a Sega 12 that's been reworked and operates well. I like I said, I don't know. I just think there's better options out there. But if you really want it, man, I mean, they look cool. I don't think that's probably too bad of a price. I don't think it's. I also Swiss Guards. He's got the Turk Nelly clone. I like it. See, um, but there's like a TriStar was a Turk company for a while. Like when I was married, my father-in-law bought one of those. Thing fucking ran like a sewing machine. It was amazing. But like I said, if you want to buy it just to fuck around with, cool. If you're buying it for like serious purposes, no. But otherwise, yeah, it looks neat. Looks like it's fun. I'd shoot it. So that's all I'd say. I mean, I'd have a tough time shooting because I'm left-handed though. Brimstone says no light for an AR-15. Lights for people that want to see what they're shooting at. Yes, that's why I have a light in my fucking AR-15. And get a and that's the neat thing. You don't have to buy like really good like fancy flashlights. You could buy a Surefire G2X. It's like a basic bitch level flashlight at like $60, bright as fuck, and you just mount it to the side of your rifle and just boop, boop. Buy an 870. They always work well. Not the more recent ones. You want a little bit of an older one. The newer ones from Remington had QC issues. Jim says my Sega 12 is not garbage. No, and I said that. If you have a Sega 12 that's been worked over or done right, yeah, it's probably okay. Yes, the real Benelli M. Well, I'm not saying like a Benelli M4, but you can get, you know, some of the Benelli semi-autos if you need a shotgun, you're looking for one. It all depends what you're looking for. Yeah, you could also buy a Mossberg, but I also understand people might not want a Mossberg. The Stogers are good quality. Yep, yep. just to have it. My boss is selling it. I mean, if it's already oh, so you're not buying it new? I mean, I'd see if you can get it for like 400. I mean, 450, like you're that's like kind of getting a new price. We'll see if he can knock it down to 400. You might be okay then. So Ellie's saying, "Do you have a cat?" 2.0 has two cats. We were just talking orbs with Flux, Vices, and Danny, and saw a video with you. What video with a cat or an orb? Name of some sort saying the Beretta 1301 clones are like 180 bucks. I think they're 180 bucks, but yeah, I've heard they're okay. Yes. PSA makes nice stuff. Yeah, they do. They do. Charles has offered 300. You got to be careful with your boss. Maybe like three. Yeah, you know what? You could do like maybe 350. See what happens. 350. See what happens. I don't know if I'd go lower than that. Remember, if you go too low, you might offend people. And if it's your boss, do you really want to piss your boss off? So that's just a thought. That's just a thought. Just a thought. So so if you guys remember, R. Kelly was tried in federal court and on sex trafficking, among other things. And this is just one of them. Remember, he had multiple cases he was dealing with. So it wasn't just one of them. He had a bunch of them. And his appeal, we didn't why did I not go over it? Because it wasn't going to be worth anything. His appeal was going to suck. Was absolutely going to crush. So he was convicted back and sentenced to 20 wrong button there. Wow, that was boomed. So if you guys forgot what R. Kelly looks like, there he is. So this isn't him. This is from 2019. This is not a new photo. He's not going to be wearing a suit for a long ass time. So he was sentenced to 20 years in prison for his case out of Chicago, federal time. And the Federal Court of Appeals upheld it. So in his appeal, he argued that the Illinois shorter statute of limitations should have applied to a Chicago case rather than the current law while an accuser is still alive. He also argued that the charges should have tried separately and that it was unfair. And federal prosecutors said the video showed R. Kelly abusing a girl. And it was for a Jane Doe. And yes, I think even the girl who got peed on came in to testify. But yes, drip, drip, drip. Yes, R. Kelly's. I'm fighting for my life. They're killing me here. And they do point out that he did get a fair trial. The jury acquitted him on half the charges facing him, even after viewing these abhorrent tapes, which means the judges all had to look at that as part of the record. Um, so they are, they're done. They're going to seek U.S. Supreme Court remedies. You know what's going to happen? Like, everybody's going to read it because it's R. Kelly's thing, but here's what's going to happen. Nothing. 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 He's going to prison. So, yeah. He's also appealing his New York sentence, and that's pending right now. They just argued it in front of the Second Circuit. So, he's facing his 30-year sentence in New York, and both these are being run together. So, yeah, he's got, as Noel's saying, you're going to prison. Bye bye. You're not going to be able to pee on kids anymore. Bye bye. Guys are gonna pee on you a lot. Bye-bye. Have fun with that, Robert. Bye-bye. Did Kelly ever mention he wasn't suicidal? Nope, just Jesse Smollett. Just Jesse Smollett. So, yes, let's see. R. Kelly for whatever didn't like to urinate on girls. Yes. Yes, he did. And it's a weird thing. It's a weird, weird thing. The Nubis Ash says, I can tell you that Razorfist really likes the Mauser C96 pistol. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, the C96, the broom handle Mauser pattern is really neat. And if you have like the Firestalls version, which takes, you can, with a removable box magazine, yeah, pretty cool. They're neat. But that's it. It's like you could go to the range and you could have one and hold one. It's cool, but it's not one you're ever going to use for doing work. I mean, if it was 1897, yeah, I'd use one of those for that purpose. But it's a little different now. So, and yes, that is the gun Han Solo's blaster is modeled off of. And it's sad because I had to butcher a lot of guns to do all that. So something you gotta kind of think about there. Oh, who just messaged me? What the hell do you want? Nope, never mind. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing there. Patty says PSO will fail if you practice a lot. Well, it depends what you're using. R. Kelly believed his appeals could fly. Yes, the Court of Appeals thought otherwise. Yes, they did. Yes, it did. It didn't go so well. Did not go so well. So, Brandon says, does that mean you touch kids? No, no. Garrett says, I always thought it was funny the Bond gun was referred to as a man stopper, which is a euphemism for a butt plug. Well, no, the problem is compared to a 32, because that's what Bond used to carry. Actually, I think he carried a 25. He carried like a 32 or a 25 ACP pistol in the books. And yes, compared to that, a Walter PPK at 7.65 millimeter was a lot more fucking powerful. But Ian Fleming wasn't a gun guy. He was an intelligence officer. So yeah, it wasn't very good. Wasn't very good. Wasn't very good for that. Then we have other news, and this is we haven't talked about him in a while. We have not talked about this guy in a while. Wasn't Bond's gun a 380? No, it was a Walther PPK and 7.65 millimeter. It would have been in 7.65 Browning. Becca Lynn says, I'm totally off topic, but I'd love a follow up to your first story. Well, I'll reach out to the people who've done some interviews to see if they're willing to come on and talk about it. But we have not talked about this guy in a while. Andrew Tate, the top G. You can almost call him the toppest of the G's. I'm sure he likes being a top, although in reality, he's more of a bottom. But if you guys remember, Andrew Tate had issues of his own in Romania and accused of being a Well, he would traffic her and raping women as part of his cam girl empire that he was making, as part of his Hustlers University, and being the top, being the man, which I don't understand because he looks like a fucking weirdo, and then he talks his accent is so fucking weird. I get it, he's part American and part British, but yeah, Bawa, but God, he's just so annoying to listen to. So yes, Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed, yes, he's a misogynist. He's the bad man. Is accused of human trafficking and rape, and will be going ahead to trial in Romanian courts on Friday. And like I said, guys, I'm not willing to get tried in Romania for things. I don't really want to get tried anywhere. And yes, did he spend his time bragging about like, oh, I can pay off anybody? You don't brag about it till after you've done it, because then they can't take your money. That's where he fucked this up. He said all the time, I can pay all these people off. They're all corruptible. Well, guess what happens? Everybody's watching now, so you can't corrupt them. Good job, buddy. Good job, you dumb fuck. So he was indicted with his brother, Tristan, on charges of human trafficking, rape, and forming a criminal gang. So the court has not confirmed yet a trial date. And the Tates have already appealed the ruling. Well, that sucks for them. And the women claim that they falsely seduced them and wanted a relationship with them. And then when they showed up, they said, start working here. And they took the passports. Yeah. So we'll see. Now, that said, though, it's not all that's gotten worse for the Tates. In March, a Romanian court approved their extradition to the United Kingdom for a bunch of other charges. But it's only after they finish everything here in Romania. So, but wait, there's more. So even if they win here, they win, get acquitted. They're going back to the home. They're going back to England to face stuff, which I'm sure they're going to get put in the deepest, darkest hole in all of the UK. So yeah, they're gonna have fun with that. They're gonna have fun with that. Oh, they're gonna have fun with that. I'm sure. I'm sure it's gonna be hilarioso. So, good job, Andrew Tate. You played yourself. You played yourself. Cat Madison says, "Oh my god, a freaking possum just walked up on me. I'm sitting on my front porch and was coming to eat my cat's food." Well, that cat food was, I guarantee you, was considered a tasty delicacy compared to the garbage it normally eats out of a dumpster. Andrew Tate has said he would rather bang a hot tranny than an ugly woman. Yes, he actually has said that. He would rather bang a tranny who's a 10 versus a woman who's a 4. Yeah. Yep. And of age homegirl basic said E. Jean Carroll had an unregistered gun. And yes, the cops confiscated and held on to it. We talked about that last week. And I brought up the whole Dexter Taylor thing. That, hey, isn't it interesting? She could talk about having an illegal gun and nothing happens to the white lady, but the black man gets sent to prison. Yeah, that is very interesting. Makes you think. Makes you think. Sometimes Tate is funny. Yeah, sometimes. But he talks shit. Like, Andrew Tate is really a beta. Well, he's not even a beta. He's worse than a beta. Karen says, I always thought the PPK was 380 only. No. No, because the PPK came out in like, when did the 380 come out? 3D cartridge history. Okay, so the 380 was for the 1908 pocket hammerless. So yeah, it's been around since 1908. But the PPK, hold on, what was the Walther? Walther PPK, the Polizei Pistolen Kurz. Yeah, let's see, what were they operated in? What were the calibers? Well, you could do a 381, yeah, but it was 32 ACP 25 and yeah. You can even get one in 9x18. Those are a little hard to find. Yes, always in cash, never in writing. That's true. Ask Nicolae Ceausescu how trials in Romania go. Well, I wish we could show it because if you guys haven't seen it, it is still some of the most hilarious footage ever. They do a court martial on the side. They hold a trial in a schoolhouse on the side of the road run by the military officers in charge, and they drag him out to the courtyard of the school, and a couple of guys with AKs just go, "Bop, bop, 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 bop," and you just watch them. And the whole time they're like, "No, you can't do this to us! Stop!" And then they just get air conditioned. Yes, you don't announce you'll be handing out bribes. You can't confirm Romania is almost corrupt as Ukraine. Oh, I bet it's on par. Becca says, our trial's going so well here in the United States. Yeah, you got the best shot of a fair trial here. So, it's a good thing they converted Islam since the UK is now a Muslim country. I see what you did there. I get that reference. Tate got kicked in the head a lot. Yes, he has, but still. He also said that fucking your wife for fun is gay. Yeah, some of these are some of this is him just being an idiot. Like I read that one, that's him. I would assume being a retard. Garrett says I had a 3D PPK once. Yeah. Yep, they're interesting. The raccoons and possums you have on our land are fat. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. You don't want that. All right, guys. So what? Moving on is a lawsuit for Kevin Hart. If you guys know Kevin Hart is the comedian. Well, he is suing a YouTube personality known as Tasha K, and Tasha's real name is Transrina Kebe. And here is I don't think that's how you pronounce her name, but yeah, there she is. Transrina. Definitely putting the trans and trans. Ended up screwing with Kevin Hart. Yes, she's getting sued again. Yes, right after getting BTFO'd by. Oh, the cat says Dexter, Viva Dex interviewed Dexter. Oh, wow. I'll definitely talk to him. I'll reach out to him. I don't know. Viva is the big time. Charles says, I'm going to build a model again sometime soon. I just have. We got to do another stream soon. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow night. I don't know. Maybe. So anyway, Tasha K, yes, was sued by Cardi B for making shit up, and she knew it was, and she didn't stop. And for whatever reason, she kept on doing it, and then she owes Cardi B and her attorneys like $5 million, like a dumb fuck. Well, she's in trouble again now, and yeah. So Kevin Hart sued her for multiple things. Um, and it's a defamation lawsuit. So yes, for once, it's a defamation lawsuit. And here's actually the lawsuit, which I might cover at another point, but just not today, because we're gonna wrap this up a little bit here, chat. Just I wasn't planning on going all night tonight. So Kevin Hart is suing her for a couple different things. There's a bunch of things he's suing her for here. He's suing her for civil extortion, breach of contract, intentional interference with contractual relations, invasion of privacy, including the public disclosure of private acts, and then defamation. So for once, guys, yes, this is a defamation lawsuit. So that is what's happening there. But as we read on here, though, he is suing her over an interview with Hart's personal former assistant, which he says included false information about him. And ha- Kevin Hart has survived an anti-slap motion filed by Tasha K. So he survived a slap motion because he filed a lawsuit and she filed an anti-slap. Well, the judge determined there is stuff there. And the interview posted, so Misha Shakes said that Kevin Hart faced charges relating to a sex tape that he recorded in Las Vegas in 2017. And here's the thing, he points out that these were provably false statements, which could have been confirmed with a public record search, and the fact that no evidence existed to corroborate such a claim. And he's suing them both. And the judge did agree the defamation claim has met the necessary minimal merit to survive. It allows for a quick dismissal, if otherwise. So the use of the word charges and based on the word could lead a reasonable person to believe that he had faced criminal prosecution. Now, whether or not he'd been convicted is a different matter. It's just the fact he'd been charged. So, and the thing is, they never disputed he has never faced any charges. Um, Now, the one party, his assistant, tried to say, "I meant civil charges," which isn't the common way of looking at it. The judge said that's bullshit. The statement would have also been untrue because the lawsuit by the woman who was in the sex tape had been dismissed months earlier. But even then, nobody's like, "That's not what you mean. I don't mean that. No one means that." The judge is like, "Why she's like, why you always lying?" They also tried to argue, Tasha K's attorneys tried to argue, charges would have no material impact on the listener. And the existence of the sex tape and lawsuit by the woman were already public. I don't, I didn't know about it. But the judge did strike his extortion claim because California doesn't provide that as a cause of action. It's not a cause of action in a civil case. It's a criminal case, yes. So the defamation claim, his invasion of privacy and intentional interference with contractual relations will continue. But separately for his companies for defamation and invasion of privacy were also thrown out, and all of that is gone. So now they might appeal, Tasha K might appeal to the anti-slap motion, which you want a bunch, but you're not going to get it all. Just ugh. So that is where things are with Kevin Hart. Now, if we go back to January, and I just started looking through this stuff today. Kevin Hart tried to get an order for Tasha K to take down the interview. Um, in the interview, the assistant said that Hart had cheated on his wife a number of times and had gotten one woman pregnant, and that Kevin Hart had a gambling problem. Well, boy, you better be able to prove that. So Tasha, K was sued by Cardi B for invasion of privacy and intentional infliction of emotional distress. A jury agreed with Cardi B and ordered Tasha K to pay $4 million in damages plus attorney's fees. In May, she filed for bankruptcy protection and tried to hide money in offshore accounts. So, yeah, that's actually going to be really interesting. I read through this and I read some of the complaint. This is a pretty good case. And the fact these people are fighting it and they're not looking to settle it is just absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Tasha K loves butt stuff. I don't know. Just kidding. Well, yes, that's a man, baby. Chris Kelly. For £2 sterling, the king sterling. Says, take my slimy, limey shekels, cause you're based and funny. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Gosh, it's late over there. Well, it's early in the morning now over there now, but yeah, thanks for being up, Chris. It says Viva the fishing YouTuber. Yes, among many other things. Kat says, didn't Tasha K mess with the lead attorney too? I heard some stuff a little bit. I didn't really know too much about that. Janet Morgan for $10 says, let's reach the goal. We're going all night, chat. No, we're not going to go all night tonight. Not tonight, guys. I've had a long week. I had a long week and I did not sleep. Well, I did sleep. Thankfully, I didn't have any like 2 a.m. piano recitals or emergency snack runs to do. But I did not sleep well. Really like my neck real weird one night too. So no, we're gonna take advantage this week. We're gonna catch up on some sleep and be good boys and get some good night's sleep. Wake up nice and early tomorrow and go outside, mow the yard, do all kinds of stuff like that. And also tomorrow, depending on how we set things up, we might be working on the well, we did it on locals, working on rewelding the transmission housing for my dad's rototiller because I need to get that done because they're coming back soon. And I finally got everything, I think, working again with the welder. So we're going to try that probably tomorrow after I get the yard and everything mowed and cleaned up and trimmed. Sean, speed read the complaint, not tonight. No. Use a black highlighter tonight for balance and the culture. No, I'll do it like I'm in the CIA, just redacted. A totally experienced in practicing lawyer told him anti-slaps are impossible to overcome. Some parts of them, I mean, nothing's impossible. Nothing in the law is bulletproof. Nothing in the law is fireproof. Nothing in the law, you know, unsinkable ships sink. You know that's the moral of the story. The walls of Jericho did eventually fall. So no, nothing in the law is immovable or untouchable. Fireproof suits work for the most part. Ask Nikki Latta, though, didn't work fully. Access. Oh, hey, it's Robert Barnes. Where? What the hell are you talking about? Let's see, you're catching up, guys. Obscure. I need to message your significant other, your better half. Well, actually, you might be the better half. So the other half of you, I need to tell him I'll be sending him a DM tomorrow and talking to him about everything. 10 cases. Ouch. $4 million in damages and move money offshore. Not looking good. Yeah, but oh well. Michelle says they're trying to tear the strong black woman down. I know. The strong black man is going after the strong black woman. I have to take Clyde to karate lessons at 6 a.m. How did you know? I didn't want to tell anybody. But yes, Clyde has karate lessons at 6 a.m. and Lainey actually has a piano recital at 4:30 in the morning. So we've got an early day. We got an early day. Oh, Access is the top attorney. Hold on, what? Oh shit, Robert Barnes is on this one. I didn't even. Yes, he's one of the attorneys for Kevin Hart. Nice. Oh, good. That'll be fun. That's fun. Yeah, yeah, I see that now. I caught up now. I caught up now. So I'm the better half. Okay, well, I'll defer. I'll defer. I'll defer. 90 seconds behind, but your symptoms sound like you have a serious case of vaginal sand intrusion. Well, maybe I'll pop out a nice pearl in the morning. Uh, Classmate Bag says Nikki was unironically based. Yes, he was. James Hunt was a party boy who only won once. Yes. Are these times in Minnesota? No. 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 Sean Lehman Pearls of Wisdom, yes. I wonder if Wesley Snipes recommends Barnes. Wesley Snipes ended up with a misdemeanor charge. Yeah, why not? Did really good work. I mean, it basically got a dub. I don't know how much more you want, like if you're Wesley Snipes. If it was a magic recital and if they do not do it, the dawn will not happen. Oh my gosh, you guys are too funny. You guys are too funny. Oh, that's so. With that said, guys, yes, we are done for the night. You know, like plus piano recitals at 4:30 outside of Minnesota. Well, other people do. Other people do. You don't know my life. You don't know it. We actually may look into this depending on tomorrow what I'm looking at. We might start the Kevin Hart Tasha K saga, go through a bunch of it, or we might work on a model tomorrow. I'm thinking we might do a model stream tomorrow 'cause it's been a while and the F-35 is gathering dust and I need to get it going. Your voice always gets partially muted when the music starts up. Okay. When did I start playing Remove Kebab? Well, it's never a bad time to remove kebab. Kebab should always be removed. Especially if they're kebabs named Hassan. Piker. What do you mean? Okay, hold on. Can you guys not hear me? What's wrong? Probably normalized with StreamYard. What does it do? I don't know, so I haven't had a chance to care. Nobody's ever bitched about me talking about when the song's on in the background. I thought we liked that. It sounded good. So. Will James O'Keefe sue the reformed Fed boy? I don't know. I saw that and that Kyle Seraphim or whatever guy is. Just remember, he's a Fed. Former Fed boy. Like, you got to be careful what he says. So I'll give James O'Keefe the benefit of the doubt for now. Sounds like I'm underwater. Well, you're underwater. Maybe too far from the mic plus the song playing. I don't know. Is this better? The music overtakes your voice. It's all the prawn tabs open. Sure, too. All right, guys. That's it. Oh, thank you for being here tonight. I'll have to listen to the stream then. Okay, hold on here. So, all right, there. It's done. Playing Helldivers without me in the background. Not yet. No, technically she's on the other side of the water. No, she's underwater. Did you ever go over the Idaho killer suspect's alibi? I think we did one night, but we might again, but it's basic. It's basic. It's basic. He's like, I wasn't there. I was on my phone shows I was out wandering around in the woods of Idaho. You know, when he's like, Idaho, not Idaho. And yes, guys, I will redirect you here. Hold on real quick. I gotta see who's up. And I will redirect you. I will guide you. I will guide you to your next. Let me see here. Guide. Why did that not work? All right, guys, I'm going to redirect you. This will be for you guys to enjoy your night. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care. So, enjoy your night, everybody. Now that you can hear me because the music's not playing. Where are you going? Well, that's for me to know and you to find out. Take care, everybody. Bye.